If it's okay, I would like to understand, like, not just about what happened on the Golden Gate Bridge, but like, take me to the night before or the morning of. Like, what was the decision moment?
The night before, I was in my room, my father in the very next room, obviously willing and able to help me if I asked for it. He would have moved mountains to keep me safe for myself that day. The night before, I sat in my room contemplating, believing I was useless, believing I was worthless, believing I had no value, hating myself, hearing voices in my head telling me I had to die, screaming in my head that I had no other option, that it was inevitable. I didn't have a choice. So people always ask me, Kevin, why did you decide to take it? I didn't decide. I was compelled by a lethal emotional pain that was trying to end me. I didn't want to end myself. I desperately wanted to live, but my brain was trying to kill me. And so I wrote that note to everybody in my life. I'm sorry. I have to do this. Please forgive me. Put that note in my shoulder bag by the door. 6 a.m, wake my father up. I startle him awake. He's got the breathing machine on. He says, Kevin, what's wrong? Takes it off. Kevin, what's wrong? Nothing, Dad. I just wanted to tell you that I love you. In my mind, it was for the very last time. He goes, Kevin, I love you too, but it's 6 a.m. I don't have to be working until 9, go back to bed. And he fell soundly asleep as quickly as he had woken, having no clue. I eventually made my way back to my room. He comes in and he goes, Kevin, I'm very worried about you. I don't know what to do. Why don't you come to work with me today? There was my opportunity. I had already silenced my pain. I had already doubled down on it. I tripled down on the silencing of my pain. I told my father I had to go to City College for a math test that day. I hate math with a vigorous passion. He drove me to City College. I left City College early and made my way out to the Golden Gate Bridge. All the while, literally the entire time, hearing these auditory hallucinations telling me I had to die. No one knows where voices truly come from. There's been extensive research on them, but some people get kind and nice voices. Oh, brush your teeth today. You haven't done it yet. Literally people get those kind of voices. But some people hear voices that are demeaning, hateful, angry, and violent, and self-violent in particular. And that's what mine were. The bus gets to the Golden Gate Bridge parking lot, 100 people deboard right there, and I'm crying like a baby, hoping, wishing, and praying that one person will see me, say something kind. Brother, are you okay? Kid, is something wrong, pal? Can I help you? I would have told them everything and begged them to save me, but no one says a thing except for the guy next to me, who points at me with his thumb while laughing at me and laughing at my pain, and says to the guy next to him, what the hell's wrong with that kid? Like it's some kind of joke. Complete and total apathy. And it just sunk in that I'm worthless. Everyone deboards at the Golden Gate Bridge stop, and I sit there crying, hoping the driver will see me. Instead, he stands and he goes, come on, kid, get off the bus. I got to go. I walked up to him, looked him right in his eyes, and he just motioned for me to get off the bus. I walked on the span of the walkway. I paced back and forth for at least 40 minutes, crying like a baby. Everybody went by me. Everybody, bikers, joggers, tourists, runners, patrol officers, searching for suicidal people twice. They went by me. Those officers had not been trained in suicide prevention in the year 2000. They're trained today. I've trained many of them. Today, they save between 50 and 120 lives a year. At least they did until the bridge net was in place. They've saved a lot of lives since that protocol changed.
What are the statistics about how many people attempt suicide from the Golden Gate Bridge or did before the net?
This is a tough subject for me because the Bridge District Authority, who own and run the bridge like no other entity in the country, it's a private entity. It's like a special district authority. These board members, these 19 board members who run the show, they would have us believe that 1,800 people have leapt off to their deaths of that bridge. They have named 1,800 people as the number for at least the last 10 years, if not more.
Oh, really?
Yeah. The bridge patrol officers who I know and talk to, the Marine coroner, who is a personal friend and board member of the Bridge Rail Foundation my father founded, they will tell you that when the bridge directorate tells you 20 to 30 people jump off the bridge every year, they will tell you it's more like 60 or higher every year. So you do the math, 60 or higher for 90 years. We're talking about over 4,000 people. People forget so easily off the Golden Gate Bridge because you fall into water and you disappear. When people fall into concrete from a building or a tall structure, it is shut down immediately because of what the people below have to see and experience and the trauma. But when people fall into water, it's into the abyss. Disappears. Doesn't matter.
To be honest, Kevin, though, 1,800 is pretty shocking to me. Like, that's a lot of friggin' people. So I understand your frustration over proper reporting, because it does matter. Every one of those people matters. But either way, that is a tremendously large number of people. Yeah. And I think for somebody who's not really ever given it much thought, that's shocking.
It is shocking. It's shocking. And you're right. Every one of those lives matters. But they didn't act like that. And they fought us at every turn to fight to raise the net. They fought us at every turn. And it's frustrating because now they're going to come out and say, we did this. We did it. No, we forced your hand.
You know, I've obviously watched your interviews and I know what happened the moment you let go of the railing. So if you wouldn't mind taking us through that.
Sure. And this is important for people who are considering suicide, really. The millisecond my hands left the rail, instantaneous regret from my action. Why? Because before that, I couldn't see any other option. But the moment it became real, you're going to die. I thought, what have I just done? I don't want to die. God, please save me. I prayed as I fell. And you hit that water at 15,000 pounds of pressure. That's like a giant African elephant standing on your chest. Most people die upon impact. In fact, for the longest time, 99.9% of the people that leapt off that bridge died. How did I live? I believe it was a miracle. A sea lion kept me afloat in the water.
Yeah, tell me the story.
This is crazy.
I want to hear the whole story. So I understand that your back.
So I hit the water at 15,000 pounds of pressure, which immediately shattered my T12, L1, L2. They popped and splintered. I missed severing my spinal cord by 2 millimeters. I went down anywhere between 50 to 70 feet in the water because of the velocity at which I fell. It's like a vacuum that pulls you under. I opened my eyes and I was drowning. And I didn't know which way was up or down. So I start to swim frantically, but I'm going the wrong way. My eyes begin to bulge. My ears begin to ring. I shoot for the opposite direction of the surface. As fast as my arms would take me, I couldn't feel my legs. They were working. I get to the surface. I take a gasp of air. I go back down. I come back up. I try to yell, help me, help me. I can't scream. My lungs have been impacted. I'm in excruciating physical pain. The most pain I'd ever felt up to that point in my life. My back had imploded. And I go down again. And at this point, I can't get back to the surface. I think this is it. I'm going to die here. And I don't want to. What have I done? What did I do? And that's when something begins circling beneath me, bumping me up. And no longer am I wading or treading in the water. I'm lying atop it on my back, being kept buoyant by this creature, hitting my shoulders, my neck, my elbows, and my knees in a circle. Thinking to myself, this is one hell of a nice shark. It turned out to be a sea lion. And this is Herbert, the sea lion that saved my life. I named him. This is Herbert, the sea lion. Of all the people that saw me in pain, besides my father, no one's doing anything to help me. But a creature that doesn't even speak my language says, I'm going to help this kid. Come on. I get to the ambulance. Ambulance gets me to the hospital. One of the foremost back surgeons ever, Dr. Jonathan Levin, was visiting the hospital. He wasn't even supposed to be there that day. He says, I'm going to do Kevin's surgery, saving me the ability to stand, walk, and run. Of the 40 Golden Gate Bridge jump survivors, 5 of us can stand, walk, and run. They call us the most exclusive survivors club in the world. I get to be here. So getting to be here in this moment with you is a gift. Getting to be here in New York is a gift. Getting to be anywhere in the world, any day of the week, any week of the month, any month of the year is a gift. Today, I take nothing I do, know where I go, and no one I meet for granted, like I used to. I wish more people would be like that because everything, everywhere, and everyone matters.